Hello everyone, welcome to episode 6 of my Williams Return to Glory career mode, and we're heading into round 6 of 6, episode 6, and this week we're heading to Baku. We'll just go through the normal stuff again. Let's go through some R&D, make some improvements to the car, check on the engine as well. See, we've got a bit of wear there, so applying component 2 of the ICE. Just run through the rest of them now, see what sort of wear they've got on them. Can't really do a lot in the corporate side of things at the minute because I don't have enough to buy any driver perks. But we are going to go ahead and fit component number 2 of each of the remaining parts as well, just so we've got a fresh engine for this race, because it is quite a power heavy circuit with its long straight. Gearbox just needed to last this one race, and then we can have a new one in round 7, which I believe is Canada. So there we can see P15 still on the solitary at 1 point, joint P8 with Alfa Romeo, and then there's the results. I've had a P10, 18, 16, 19 and a DNF at Monaco. Now we'll go through the R&D. We'll do the recommended upgrade, which is the rear floor under tray distribution. We've got 5% off that resource performance wise, and that should be done before the Canadian Grand Prix. Just leaves us just behind Aston Martin in the chassis department. No other upgrades we can do because of the low resource points, only 375 left. Just have another quick check though from the recommended upgrades option. Nothing doing there. And we'll advance the time to Grand Prix weekend. Get some more resource points there.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
So we've got some upgrades completed, and we've got an upgrade failed. We're going to go and redo that front wing adjuster bracket. And that should be done before the French Grand Prix. But there's now a 0% chance of failure on that. See, all the morale is quite low in the development side of things, which is a bit unfortunate. We've got some central under tray unlocks. Yeah, our main focus I think needs to be on aerodynamics going forward. We can't do a lot with the facilities, so we'll just head to the race weekend. Straight into practice 1. So we've got race strategy, fuel management and track acclimatization to go at. You can see they're all still pending. They will go on when we head out the track.
Parts that have come in from the factory. Well, they're all fitted and good to go. I hope they do the trick.
Go and do race strategy first. Just requires to do 3 laps within the target time to get a purple, basically.
Give us some consistent laps, please. We're looking for good data that we can work into the race strategy.
Okay, Jeff, thank you very much. I will be happy to oblige. Okay, then DRS wide open, going down towards start finish line and the first corner. brake and downshift to third gear for this corner, upshift quickly to fourth. Get a nice clean exit out of there. Down to second, bit of understeer going through the corner up to third quickly. DRS wide open again as we go down the second straight. Bit of overtake used as we get to turn 3 now, down to second gear again and quick upshift to third again. I think that's quite key around Baku really because of the nature of the first sector. It's all pretty much 90-degree corners. So you want to upshift quite quickly so you can get on the power as soon as possible. And don't do it there, but we still have quite a good exit in second gear. Down to second gear and we'll just go over the curb here. Just to open up the corner a little bit through the castle section now. That's the most difficult part of the lap done, in my opinion. I like to go down to second gear for this corner just to get a bit more turn in for it and then quickly up to third. And then the final proper corner we'll go down to third gear. Quick upshift to fourth, just ride the curb through this section, obviously flat out. You see we're going to beat the time quite convincingly, the time's still going up 9/10 a second, and we do one of the development boosts there by doing the speed trap. 1.2 seconds, 1.3,
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data.
1.389 seconds. Okay, then coming towards the end of lap 2 now then.
Your DRS is offline. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix.
Yeah, so no DRS towards the end of this lap then. So I'm going to use a bit more of overtake just to make sure. I mean, we're a second up on the time that we need to do, but just to be sure and to start the next lap off nice and quick on the pace.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up. There is a fault to the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out.
We're then coming towards the end of lap 3, no DRS, so we're a bit slower than the last lap, only 6/10 coming up to the line this time, 7/10. And see we're using all the ERS available 8/10.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused. There is a fault to the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out.
I won't stay up because that's that practice program done with. They've done the 3 laps required. Obviously we've got some repair time there, we're just going to fast forward through. And then we're going to skip straight to practice 2.
The session is drawn to a close, so let's review our top 3. Bottas, Ricciardo and Lance Stroll. And that's
So we
it.
came P12 in that session with a 1:42.9. We'll now go and do the track acclimatization program. I just need to get as many purple gates as possible on this one to beat the target score.
Okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Remember to activate your DRS in the DRS zone as well.
The bit I struggle with most on these is the corner exits. I usually get a green rather than the purple, as you'll see on a few of these. Bit shaky on the exit of turn 1 there.
DRS zone
Still
is coming
purple
up.
though.
Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
So we had a green one there for turn 2. In the middle part of the corner, actually not on the corner exit, we actually got purple in the corner exit. Purple, purple, purple. Purple, green, purple again, so in the middle part of the corners on these ones is where I'm struggling really. Purple, purple, purple and green. There we go, we can see there's a few purples and a few greens being thrown in the mix there. Purple, purple, purple. Quite easy to get purple on the high speed ones. Just got to get the car through the gate basically. Purple on 15. Purple on 16, so not bad on these corner exits really. And then the high speed sections now, not really corners. So these are very easy to get purple on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 I think purples on already. And we get a purple score, only by 5 points.
Really strong foundation to build from over the weekend.
But still, purple's purple, and we head into practice 3 now. And all that's left to do is the fuel management then. So we'll jump straight in and do that.
We're testing fuel management here, so try to lift and coast going into the corners. Don't be too aggressive on the power, but remember, you still have to beat the minimum lap time.
There we go, like I said, we've got to lift and coast as much as possible into some corners, not all of them. Just making sure the DRS is open there. We'll lift a little bit before braking with turn 1 down to 3rd gear up to 4th. We're a bit down on the time, but we're catching it up now. Back in the green, and we're at the low end of the fuel saving green bar in the toward the top middle of the screen. Back into the red, about 2 tenths down now. Hopefully we can claw this back. We get the clean sector development boost there. A bit too much curb on that corner, which has left us 4 tenths down now. Going to the about the second half of the lap now. Through the castle section, nice and clean. Still half a second down though, but we're clawing a bit back. Losing a bit, clawing it back. Half a second down, but we're coming back towards green now. We're still good on the fuel saving. A bit too much curve there again, and we get a bit of oversteer on the corner exit. Through the final corner now. It's flat out to the finish line now. We're only a tenth down and gaining. Back in the green and still gaining constantly. Which is good. We go second in the speed trap. I'm just going to let off just before the line here, just see if we can get purple. But we
That's
can't.
an acceptable lap, but you're capable of more if you work at it.
And with all the cars
Just
now
a green
over
for
the
that
line,
one then.
let's see our top 3 again. Bottas, Verstappen and Lando Norris. And that's it, practice is officially over. Until next time, goodbye.
We obviously came last in that session because we were doing a fuel management program. We weren't going for out and out pace. And we get 900 resource points in total to spend at the start of episode 7, giving us a grand total of 1,180, and we get to claim level 4. No, not this time. Right on the cusp of getting to a claim level 4 there. Here we go then, into Q1. We haven't been out of Q1 since Bahrain. After Bahrain I did up the difficulty to 95, which is what we've ran since round 2 at, I want to say Imola. Pretty sure it was Imola. But just living around with the fuel there just to try and get the right amount in. Couldn't really make my mind up, so I went with a bit more, just in case we want to do another lap. Here we go then, attempt number 1. DRS wide open as we head down to the start finish line and down towards town. We've already used 30% of the DRS before we even start the lap. Down to third gear, quickly up to fourth. Sixth gear on corner entry, down to second and quickly up to third on corner exit. DRS wide open again as we head down the second of the straights. Go down to second, quickly up to third again. Down to second gear again and quickly up to third. A nice clean exit. A bit wide on that corner. So a bit slow through that chicane there. We probably lost some time. Yeah, we'll just get a bit of curb there, but maybe bounce across it a bit too much. Down to third for the castle. Second as we exit the castle. Second again, and then on the exit of that corner we go up to third again. Down to second gear for this corner just so we get a bit more turning. We get a bit too much curb again though. Lando Norris has set the time for us all to beat so far. I can tell you I'm not going to beat that time. We go then flat out towards start finish line now. And our first time on the board is going to be a 1 minute 41.8. And we'll go straight away again for another lap here.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
If you missed it from an earlier episode, the game just decides to give me random rivals to pick from, which are completely unrealistic because they're in much quicker cars. So I've chosen my own rival as Antonio Giovinazzi, especially as he blocked me on a Portimao qualifying lap. Just coming up beyond Schumacher, we're nearly a couple of tenths down in the first sector. Hoping he moves out the way soon. That he does. Just moves to the side. We've now gone from being a tenth and a half down to tenth and a half up. So we've gained 3 tenths altogether there through there. Through the castle now, we'll gain a bit more. Oh, lost it again. Gain it back again. Oh, that was a very nice turn to gain some time there. Nearly 3 tenths up on the lap now. Didn't get any of the curb that time, so we gained nearly 2 tenths just in that one corner. Corner exit there, we do lose a little bit, but not too much as to affect whether this lap will be quicker or not, because we're half a second up now. Did lose a bit towards the end of this lap because of the low amount of ERS we've got left. So the second lap on the board is going to be a 1 minute 41.3, which puts us above Stroll into P10 for now. So not too bad, we're fighting with the Aston Martins and the Alfa Romeos at the minute. Currently P15, so right on the cusp. We're going to fit some new tyres. Going to go out again. You can see Antonio there in P10 with a 140.9. George with a 142.2. So, bit of improvement needed. Here we go then for attempt number 3. We're still in P15 at the minute. Here we go then, down towards the first corner we go, down to third gear, quick upshift fourth. Bit of wheel spin on the exit, turn 2 there, and we're up by 0.03 of a second. going down towards turn 3. Down to second gear and picked up to third again. We're about on the same pace as we had last time. Oh no, we've just gained a big chunk of time there, so we're 2 tenths up going through the first sector here. Do lose a little bit through that chicane there, we lost about a tenth. Still up for now. Lost a bit more there because that was quite a slow corner for us. Up again, it's a very yo-yo lap this one. Up, down, up, down. So we're about a tenth and a half down. Heading towards the end of sector 2. Down to second gear again, and we just hit the curb there, which just unsettles the car a little bit. Hit the outside curb there, which again just upsets the car and turning, but we're gaining now as we head towards the line. It's not going to be a massive improvement, if any, so it'll have to be a second lap once again. It is going to be an improvement, but only by just under or just over a tenth of a second there. So 141.2 keeps us in P15, 2 tenths off Vettel's time at the minute. Already
Just 30 seconds left in the session.
on this lap though, we're a tenth up on our last lap. Only 25% of VRS left though. Lando Norris sets the fastest lap of 139.8. We go down to just third gear for that corner. Just a little tap on the wall there. As we're still a tenth and a half up, we get a little bit of oversteer there as we hit the curb through the corner again. So not very clean laps here from myself, but we're still improving. Nearly 2 tenths up as we head towards the castle. There we go, 2 tenths up, and we have gone down to P17 as Stroll and Ocon have improved. 3 tenths up now, going towards the end of sector 2. 4 tenths. So just lose a bit of time now, we just go down to 3.5 tenths up. Final corner now. Clawed it a bit of it back, and we're nearly 4 tenths up. Going through the final 2 corners, if you can call them corners. Flat out to the line. We're obviously running out of ERS again. DRS wide open as we head towards the line. We're losing time. Losing time. Is it going to be enough? I think I just saw a glimpse of P15 there as we crossed the line and it faded away. Did we make it through? Lando's fastest in Q1. Did we make it? Did we make it? Yes, we just made it with a 140.951. Just over half a tenth quicker than Mr. Stroll in the Aston Martin. So we knock out Stroll. George unfortunately can't follow us through to Q2 with a 140.13. So we head into Q2, I think for the first time since Bahrain. Brand new set of soft tyres. We'll take out all the fuel in the hope that we can produce a 1-lap wonder. And here we go, straight into it. Here we go then, through the final corners if you like. And I think that's Sergio Perez up ahead, or Max Verstappen. Might get a bit of a tow here going down the straights from him, whichever Red Bull it is. down the second straight. Now we go down towards turn 3, down to second gear, up to third, down to second gear again for turn 4, quickly up to third. Again, short shifting I think is the best way to go on most corner exits anyway, but especially around here you get the best traction on the corner exits I think. Skip across the curb there, heading towards the castle section. Bit too much. Tried to carry a bit too much speed there through the castle and just knocked us off a little bit. So Max Verstappen's just set the fastest lap, which means this is Sergio Perez that we're behind here. I think we've just lost touch here a little bit to be gaining from any sort of toe down the straight as Lewis Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the session. I've only got enough fuel for one lap, so this is going to be our one and only chance of getting through to Q3. I don't think it's going to happen because we only just managed to get through to Q2. The main thing I would like is to beat Antonio Giovinazzi, so we do a 1 minute 41.5, which is quite a bit slower than what we did in Q1, I think by half a second, and I think that was even slower than George's time. George did a 41.3 I think. So at the minute it leaves us in P12 out of the 12 people that have set a lap. So we'll accelerate the time, and Giovinazzi has only managed a 41.6 on his first flying lap. We'll see if he can improve on that towards as we accelerate to the end of the session. Here we go then. And we managed to get P14. We've beaten Giovinazzi. Did he not improve on his lap? Go and have a look. He did not. Stays on a 41.6. So we'll start the race on the 7th row alongside Kimi Raikkonen in between the two Alfa Romeos. And we now make it to driver acclaim level 4. Here we go, then we'll head into the race.
A warm welcome to all of you watching at home to today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo and Hamilton.
Top
Leclerc,
6 nearly within a
Sainz,
tenth of each other.
Gasly and Fernando Alonso. Tsunoda, Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen, the engineer, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Esteban Ocon and George Russell, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Here we go then, we'll edit the race strategy. See what it's going to give us. It's given us a soft to medium. But we're going to change that to the opposite. We're going to go medium soft. We're going to do the same amount of laps on each tyre, so we're going to do an 8 and a 5 instead of a 5 and an 8. Take a bit of fuel out, not that much though. And away we go then for this race. 5 lights and away we go. Get a pretty decent start there. Good. Just avoid tagging the back of Vettel there. And we've got Kimi Raikkonen alongside us, and we'll go for a big dive down the inside. Sorry, Tsunoda, we'll just give you a little tap there. And Tsunoda is able to out-drag us down here then. We'll go cut back at the inside, outbrake him into turn 3. Move up to P11. Now the battle is to stay ahead, as the Alpha Tauri's got quite a quicker car than this Williams. I don't think we're going to trouble the Ferraris ahead, but Alonso's going to push them back towards us, at least, for a little bit. Just already losing touch with Ferraris ahead, and Tsunoda's only just under a tenth behind us here as we head towards the end of the first lap. So I've got to think about defending now as we head down towards turn 1 again. Using all of the ERS available. Just have a quick check behind. He's still right there. Lando Norris still leading the race. He's closing, he's closing. He's getting to within a tenth of a second again. Decides not to throw one down the inside though, which I thought he would. As we can see, we had Hamilton and Alonso going side by side, which is going to compromise their corner entries and exits, and then also compromise the Ferraris as well. So we're going to close right in on this fight for P6 here, or P7, sorry. Hamilton and Alonso still side by side. I think Alonso just has to cede that position. And we'll go for a nice little dive on Sainz there, as just seizes at the last second. We'll stay side by side with Sainz as we head down towards the next corner. We're just outbrake him and just get ahead, but he just skips across a bit of the curve there, and I don't fancy going side by side with him through the castle. So rather than fight that and lose more time, I will accept defeat in that situation to the much quicker Ferrari. Here we go then. Skip to lap 4 now then, as Alonso pits and we take over P9
in the top 10.
and at P7 as people have pitted. Tsunoda then tries to go for a little move around the outside of turn 1. Doesn't really work for him though. Heading down the second straight, again Tsunoda's got DRS and I'm running out of ERS. He's going alongside, he's not, I outbrake him into the corner, just gives us a little tap there and sends a wheel into the wall, and we get a virtual safety car, presumably because there was a bit of damage there to Tsunoda's car.
Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
And we had positive delta all the way through, and we can just see that it's, I think, just 0.04 of a second when we went racing, and we have gained 2.7 seconds on Tsunoda, presumably because he's got some sort of damage from that contact going into turn 3. Using up the ERS again.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs. Okay, the gap behind is 2.6 seconds. George is coming in for his stop.
So George was on the ultimate strategy of the soft medium. And we'll go on to lap 7 now, and Ricciardo's coming up behind us after pitting. And we're not really going to fight this one because it's not really worth it. The McLaren is a much quicker car
We lost the position.
than us, as he sets the fastest lap as well.
Teammate behind is 22.0 seconds.
We'll head through the section now. And, we'll just lose the back end and we're out of the race.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
And the back end just decided it didn't want to stick with the car there any longer than it had to, and we do unfortunately get our second DNF in a row at another street circuit nonetheless. I think the tyres were coming towards the end of their life and I was due to pit that lap. Even still, very disappointing not to even finish the race.
This result narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings.
Lewis
Some
Hamilton
amazing
takes the
talents
win.
out on the track today. But
And the
Anthony,
fastest lap.
who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, for me, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. The multiple world champion may be the boring choice at this point, but you can't argue that he's a driver deserving of his reputation.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, disappointing again for us not to even finish the race. I think we could have been on for maybe a point there towards the end. Get our driver acclaim, go back up a little bit. But that'll be the end of episode 6 of the Williams Return to Glory series. Episode 7 will be Canada, where hopefully we can get out of this bad luck of not finishing the races. But until next time, please like, subscribe, leave any comments down below. I'll also put my Discord down below, so if you want to join that, feel free to. Until next time, goodbye.